Shout out Q. Shout out Q. Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
Just obviously not the result you guys wanted. Just kind of walk me through that match and kind of where they gave you some trouble maybe.
First one was strong, 26-24. They went on a serving run at the beginning of the second one. Obviously, we came back in that one, closed the gap there for a little bit. Then kind of went where, we would serve one, then they would put 2 or 3 up, we'd serve one. So we couldn't string together, more than a point or two at a time. And when you can't do that and someone else is doing that, there's not much. You can't go point for point with somebody.
Sorry,
In,
go ahead.
in overall, just the fight of your team, although not the result you wanted, how proud are you of your group this season?
Oh, very pleased with what we've done this season. We continue to make the regional tournament. They played strong against Shenandoah. I still don't think we saw what they could do, but just didn't end how we wanted it to.
Do you feel like after they captured that first set, they really got that momentum really kind of carried them through the rest of the match?
Yeah, I felt like they had some momentum, but I felt like we had some too because we finished strong in that first set. I would say they really captured it at the beginning of the second one when they went on that serving run and had us down 9-0.
I saw you embrace a lot of your seniors after that match. Just talk about how much this group has really meant to you and how much they've brought to the program.
They've done everything we've asked them to do this season. You can't ask much more of them than that. Obviously, we hoped it would finish a little bit better for them, but whether that's us or someone else, it's going to happen to others at some point in time. But I can't say enough about what they've done this season for this team. So,
I appreciate it.
And just one last for me, a strong sort of area in volleyball, and to make it this far out of the rest of the teams, just your comments on that getting to where you were with the strong teams that are around this area.
Well, every year it's our goal to make it back to the regional tournament. There's only been a couple years that we didn't. I think my first year in the COVID year, because we didn't play a full district schedule the COVID year. So to continue to do that in our area, which is very strong with volleyball, and any of our area teams can win on any given night, that says a lot about our program.
Kennedy Spaid joining me after the 3-0 sweep against Millbrook. First and foremost, clinching another state berth coming out of this third straight. I don't want to get too far ahead, but what are the emotions after this one?
This is definitely really exciting because we spent a lot of practice time preparing for this game, and it obviously showed off because we 3-sweeped them.
Yeah, the 3 sweep, the first 2 sets did not come easy. You had to score 26 to take the first one. The second one was close as well, but come the third one, it seemed like you had your rhythm. Just take me through what you saw collectively through those 3 sets.
So as a program, we definitely emphasize communication, and so we came together in all of those sets and said that we have to communicate as a team to pull this off tonight.
So also 100th kill as well. You got a moment celebrating that. What does that mean? Coach Patrick sort of surprised you there with that sign and everything?
Yeah, it definitely was a surprise, but I couldn't have done it without my team. They're everything to me, and I've pushed for them to get this 1,000th kill.
Yeah, and also before the game too, Veterans Day, honoring the veterans. What was that like, just having that sort of, as well with Veterans Day, supporting everybody who has served?
Yeah, so they're obviously really important, so we took this game to play for them.
And last but not least, I know, don't want to get too far ahead, but how are you approaching the next couple of days before the region final as well? Obviously, one match at a time, I would assume, but just take me through what the mindset is.
So we're definitely taking the next 2 games and we're playing together.
Kennedy, amazing job. Congratulations. Go celebrate that win.
Thank you. You're making me nervous.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to be in here and go like this.
Oh, here we go. Impromptu. Hold up. There we go. 100th kill right there.
1,000. Yikes.
1,000. Yes, 1,000. There we go. There we go. Brenna Corbin joining me. A 3-0 sweep, clinching the state tournament once again. Not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but just take me through the intensity of this match tonight.
We knew that we had a good team we were going to play. We took them to 5 sets last time. I think we just had a harder drive for this game. And just we had a lot of momentum, and we knew we had to crush this team.
First set to 26 took you 26. The next set was relatively close, but the third set sort of smooth sailing. Take me through what the first 2 sets were like in comparison to the third.
First 2 sets, we definitely had a lot of service errors. I think that was a big problem. And our passing wasn't too dominant, and you got to have those two things to win a set. So I think if we would have perfected those things, we would have definitely had it easier.
Collectively, I know there were some serves that went a little too far, some serves that hit the net, some stuff like that. I'm sure you'll get back to the practice court and work on. Just take me through collectively some mistakes like that, overcoming them.
For sure. I think we just get a little too excited sometimes. We get back there and we rush ourselves, which you can't do when you're serving. You got to take your time, know where you're going to serve, just look at the coach, know where the spot to serve. So,
ball placement. It seemed like you did a phenomenal job placing the ball in certain spots, sort of confusing your opponent at times on where you're placing it. How huge is that in a match like this to get crucial points off stuff like that?
It's super big to use spots. So, you can't even, if hits don't work, you got to have those tools and that toolbox to work it out.
So what are your emotions like? You've been with this squad for quite some time, clinching another state berth. Just your emotions overall.
I'm just super excited. I'm so proud of my team. Being that we took them 5 sets last time, I was a little nervous. We knew they were a good team, and we just had to step it up, and I'm super proud.
And I know, not looking ahead, but what's the mindset just going into the region championship in a couple days?
We're super excited. We don't know anything about this team, but we're going to scout them, and we're just going to bring it.
Do we know who it is?
EC Glass.
EC Glass, all right. So Brenna Corbin, you heard it from her, 3-0 sweep as the James Wood Colonels win the region semifinals. Advance to face EC Glass in the region final. Always appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
I'm joined by the Colonels head coach, Adrienne Patrick. A 3-0 sweep against these Millbrook Pioneers, a team before that you took to 5 sets. Overall, just how was this match in your mind?
I think that it was tough starting out. I mean, getting pushed, over the 25 mark, anytime that it's like that, it's tight and everybody's playing tight and tense. So being able to come out with out of that set with the win was really important for us. And then we picked up steam from there. I'm really proud of the team's tenacity and ability to keep fighting. We had errors, and we haven't even been called for a 5-second serve violation, I don't think, ever since I've been coaching. So there's some things that we had to kind of deal with tonight that we haven't seen before. And the way that we carried ourselves through and picked it up and we're able to get a sweep, I think, is very good going into the regional championship.
So obviously some of those mistakes, serving a little bit too far, not hitting the line, hitting the net, some of those things I'm sure you'll work to correct come the next match.
Sure. And I think because even if you look at our last match, we had a lot of service errors against Millbrook the last time we played them. I think a little bit of it is nerves. Millbrook is a really good team, and that rivalry that we've had for years now is something that when the girls come, that's the game that they want to win. So I think that there's a part of that we really do, you're right, need to shore up before Wednesday.
But not looking too far ahead, but your 3rd straight state tournament berth, just what is that like to get that opportunity once again?
It's absolutely amazing. But just like what you said, we have only been thinking one match at a time. We only do our work and looking at film and planning our practice based on what we need to do for that next match. We never skip ahead. I don't think that that's a wise move to make, just one game at a time. But you're right, to be able to have the opportunity again and know that that's the direction that we're heading, I feel like is a huge confidence. Having 6 new girls on the team that don't have that experience is somewhat challenging because the nerves can really get to people. So really relying on the veterans on Veterans Day, the veterans on the team to really, pick it up and be strong and encourage their teammates that they can do it.
The ball placement on some of your plays there looked remarkable, like misdirection in a way. What were your thoughts on the ball placement on some of those hits that went your way?
I was proud that they put it where we told them to put it. So we have serve calls where we're telling them where to go. We're shouting things where we are telling them where to hit. But in the end, it is the girls' athleticism that gets the ball where it needs to go. So that the fact that there's somebody in the back row telling them what's open and where to go. It's a full team effort. And you're right that there is like that one last person touching the ball. The kills always count. The kill is, what gets everybody's attention. But the fact that we got somebody passing the ball up and then somebody setting the ball to the hitter, it's a full effort. But you're right, ball placement and making sure that we were keeping Millbrook on their toes and all around was tremendous tonight.
And I'm sorry to sort of rewind, but you mentioned a 5-second violation on the serve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they called it because going too slow, I guess, or
correct. Yeah, from the time that the up ref R1 whistles, tweet, you have 5 seconds. It's supposed to be 5 Mississippis.
Okay.
And if you don't serve the ball, then the other team gets the ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. So moving on, obviously Kennedy 1,000th kill. Did she know that coming into the game that this might happen?
I'm sure she had to have known because the stats are public. I don't believe in hiding anything. So I always keep my stats 100% up to date on Max Preps the whole time I've been coaching. So from the 2021 season, I have kept everything in Max Preps. Doing that also, I get the girls other recognition and opportunities. Like Kennedy was actually just recognized to be on the AVCA all-region team. She was the only person selected in Region 2, and that's American Volleyball Coaches Association. So their region is not associated to like Virginia. This is multi-state, and she's on the all-region team. So that's a huge accomplishment, and she wouldn't get that opportunity without me putting the stats into Max Prep. So I try to provide the girls with as many opportunities as I possibly can. With that being said, it's public for anybody to see. So I don't think that she didn't know, but did she have any idea about the banner? No. Did she have nothing? Did she know that the people that were sitting behind me were like 17, 16, 15, like counting down so we knew exactly? And I was looking how many, and that I had to run over and tell Sullivan because I hadn't told him before the match that it was, that close that it could happen this game. So then I was telling him and he was looking at me and I was like, one more. And then Coach Corbin was trying to get her parents' attention. So she was yelling one so that they could get their cameras out. I am glad that I was able to take the timeout to publicly recognize her. We were able to do this with Hannah McCullough last year when she got her 1,000th assist, career assist, just like Kennedy got her 1,000th career kill. Because, the game was tight at times, especially in the first set. So I am glad that I was able to call a timeout, even though we had the ball and the serve, and everybody would say that that's crazy. But again, I feel passionately about giving my girls the recognition that they deserve.
Absolutely. And looking at the first 2 sets, keeping it relatively close, the third set, sort of that cushion, you're sort of keeping that lead the entire game. Do you think anything shifted from sets 1 and 2 and you maybe locked in a little bit more? Or what was that, if anything?
Yeah, I would say that the shift was more so the beginning of set 2 when we went on roughly an 8 or 9-0 service run thanks to Brenna Corbin. That created a little bit of the cushion right out of the gate, and that put a lot of pressure on Millbrook to respond. So anytime you have a little bit of cushion like that, you have more flexibility to kind of go for it, if you will. And so and the girls know that I, trust them to swing, but I also, trust them to put the ball where it needs to go. And that's what you had mentioned earlier about the ball placement. And so, anytime that you can get a little bit of lead and that gives the girls confidence to just play, I encourage them always to play to win and never play not to lose. Playing scared is not anything I want anywhere near a vocabulary in our program. So I want us to always just play strong in our game.
And I forgot to ask Kennedy this, but from your perspective as her head coach, getting a commitment to Arizona State to play volleyball, just your thoughts on her getting that commitment and how proud are you of her with that?
Oh, tremendously proud, especially because she continues to play indoor high school when she's playing for a D1 program, beach. She's not playing indoors for them. She's playing beach volleyball for them. So the fact that she's still, playing indoors because she likes this. She does, even the beach is a little bit of a different game. It's almost like it's aggressive volleyball, but like tennis in the sense that it's so aggressive and passionate, but quiet, and it's just you and another person. But like I said, so the fact that she still wants to play in high school when she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to play in high school. She could just play travel beach and then go to Arizona State and be fine. But she's still willing to play indoor for high school. I'm pretty sure that she's playing indoor travel. So she's willing to put in the work and get the reps. And again, that is why these girls deserve to get the recognition that they get, because there's never a day off. There's never a day that they're not in the gym, and hard work pays off.
Going to pregame, honoring the veterans in attendance, every player walking out with a veteran of there's either related or not related. What was that like, putting that together? And what is it like to put something together like that for the community?
I have to give all of the credit to my assistant coach, Brenna Corbin, for organizing that. Her father was one of the veterans that was mentioned. He walked out with her and Brenna, and he had the longest service record. I'm pretty sure it was 39 years out of everybody that was there. Got a standing ovation for that. We did recognize veterans last year. My father-in-law was here tonight, and he escorted me, or I escorted him. We walked together, and he's an Army veteran. So doing something for the community that's honoring members of the community, but also family that we have, I think is extremely important. And it goes to the whole community and the relationships and the culture that I've mentioned before, that I couldn't be more proud to build or continue to expand upon or continue to honor. That is Jameswood Volleyball.
So, and also a packed house on both sides. Again, volleyball in the area, it seems to be growing and growing. It's huge. Just your thoughts on the atmosphere tonight.
I love it. I know that there's boys that are very eagerly awaiting a boys team. I can't speak to that because I have no idea where that is in the mix, but I feel like that's tremendous too, that the game is growing, attention is coming to the school, to the sport, and that more people want to play. I love it.
Moving on, region championship against EC Glass. What do you sort of know about them, if anything, and how are you sort of preparing for the region championship?
Yeah, so one thing, again, as we mentioned, going the one game at a time. We scouted them last year. They have some returners on the team, but there's some new things going on. So continuing to look at film to prepare for that. But to be honest, some of the situation, gameplay, potential errors, just conversation, there's a lot that we need to work on tomorrow in practice that's just our side of the net, meaning that whoever we would face on Wednesday, our practice tomorrow has to do with what we need to do to shore up our side. So the majority of our practice will be focused just on that, on some of the things that me and Coach Corbin saw that we want to make sure that the team makes some adjustments to.
And I know this bracket is set up unique, the win today, you clinch a state berth, but how crucial is this region championship as well, making sure your team doesn't really overlook that? Not saying that they would, but just not overlooking this game ahead.
I think it's very important. In the past, we have collected steam, if you will, in the postseason. And, you know, playing against Hanley, it was a little bit more of a slow go. I feel like we definitely picked it up tonight. So it is a big deal. It is an extremely big deal to keep that momentum going forward. And the regional championship is a priority for us, even though we have the state berth.
Once again, Jameswood Volleyball on a tear 3-0 sweep against the Millbrook Pioneers in clinching their spot in a state tournament. Always appreciate the time with head coach Adrienne Patrick. Enjoy the victory and best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.